Haruki's salon had been closed for 6 weeks. The sign on the door read "fully booked" for exactly one client.
You've refused every customer since you started. 6 weeks, and not one single new booking. Do you want to bankrupt us?
Only him. Only his hair.
Why me? She's been cutting only my hair for weeks. This can't be normal.
Koki had been a regular for 10 years. When his old barber retired, Megumi took over without missing a single detail.
A new stylist. I hope she knows the old man's techniques.
Welcome. I am Megumi. Please take a seat.
You knew my style without asking. It's exactly right. I am impressed.
But unknown to Koki, that first cut would be her last for anyone new. The appointment book remained blank for everyone else.
You have until Friday to take new clients. If not, you are done. Understand?
Megumi didn't flinch. The scissors in her hand remained steady, her crimson-pink eyes unblinking and intense.
Megumi, please. Just tell me why you are doing this. I've been the only client for weeks.
But she said nothing. The silence stretched, thick and unyielding.
Get out. If she won't explain, then maybe you are part of the problem.
Outside, a longtime regular grabbed his sleeve. She's ruined this salon. She only takes you. The accusation burned. He stared at the fully booked sign, the weight of 6 weeks of isolation pressing on his shoulders.
I can't let her lose her job because of me. I'll find another place. Anywhere but here.
Walking away felt like abandoning a decade of routine, the familiar scent of clippers and warm towels left behind.
There's a trendy salon on Shimizu Street. They'll do a decent cut. They have to.
He didn't look back. If he had, he might have seen Megumi's hand press against the glass pane, her breath fogging the window. Koki pushed open the neon-lit door of Shimizu Salon, the air thick with hairspray and pop music. The stylist raised an eyebrow. That cut? So dated. Let me give you something fresh.
I don't want fresh. I want my hair back the way it was.
15 minutes later, Koki stared into the mirror. The sides were shaved too high, the top uneven. It wasn't him at the office. A colleague leaned over his cubicle. Rough night? Or did you lose a bet? Laughter followed.
This is worse than I imagined. I look like a clown.
He pulled out a small mirror from his drawer. For the first time in 10 years, he didn't recognize the man staring back.
Megumi would have known. She always knew exactly how the left side needed that slight taper, but I can't go back. Not after I left her to face the owner alone.
A haircut he'd never asked for. A cut that severed him from his own reflection.
Maybe I can fix it myself. Just a little trim. Even it out.
3 snips later, the mirror showed a disaster. The left side now jutted out like a jagged cliff.
I can't go to work like this. I can't go anywhere. There's only one person who can fix this.
He stood outside Haruki's salon. The sign flickered. The door was ajar, a thin line of light spilling onto the pavement.
She's still here. Waiting? No, that's absurd. But the door, it's open.
Inside, she stood behind the counter, polishing the same pair of scissors. No surprise, no question. Just a gentle inclination of her head.
You came back.
I made a mistake. I ruined it. Can you...
Megumi gestured toward the familiar chair, the one with the worn leather seat and the perfect angle. She didn't need to speak.
No condemnation. No questions. She just waited for me.
Megumi's scissors opened with a soft snick. She didn't ask what he wanted. She already knew. Each snip was deliberate, as if she were uncovering a sculpture she'd already memorized. The silence was almost reverent.
Already feels right. She hasn't asked a single question. Not the length, not the shape. It's like she's reading my hair.
20 minutes later, she spun the chair toward the mirror. The cut was exactly his, every angle restored, as if the disaster had never happened.
How do you do that? You never asked? You just knew. Exactly what I needed.
Instead of answering, her hand reached below the counter. She placed a worn leather-bound notebook onto his lap. The page recorded his name, dates, and meticulous notes. Slightly longer left side preferred. Thinner scissors in winter.
These entries go back years, before you ever worked here. How do you have all this?
She didn't answer. Her fingers traced the page's edge, then gently closed the book.
It's my duty.
Koki didn't go home. He walked instead to a familiar neighborhood, the old barber's last known address. An elderly neighbor shook her head. Old Mr. Yamada. He passed away 6 months ago. His granddaughter took over the salon. She gestured toward a table inside. A framed photo stood there. An old man with a kind smile and a teenage girl with cherry red hair.
That's Megumi. She's his granddaughter.
Koki remembered the old barber's quiet care. The way he always asked about work, about family, and never forgot a single preference. Now those same hands belonged to Megumi. The records, the silence, the impossible accuracy, it all traced back here. That evening, he returned to Haruki's salon. The front was dark, but a faint light glowed from the back room. Through the glass, he saw a dusty shelf. A cardboard box sat there, its label faded but legible. Yamada Archives, a granddaughter, and a box of secrets.
What are you hiding? And why does it feel heavier than a simple obsession?
Koki tested the back door, unlocked. He slipped inside, the scent of old paper mingling with shampoo. The storeroom was cramped, shelves stacked with products. And there, under a single bulb, the box from the window. Inside, not one notebook, but dozens. Leather-bound, each spine marked with a year spanning 4 decades. He opened one at random. A client's name, then meticulous notes. Prefers hot towel on neck. Wife's birthday, the 3rd of March. Avoids small talk that day. Another journal fell open to his own name. Koki. Sideburns trimmed to 1 centimeter. Always check left ear shape. Thinner scissors in winter.
This is a library of lives. Every client, every detail. For 40 years.
The door swung open. Megumi stood there, her silhouette sharp against the light from the hall.
What are you doing in here?
Her eyes fell to the open journal in his hands, and her expression twisted from shock to something like fear.
What is all this? Why do you have journals going back decades? About me, about everyone.
Before he could react, she snatched the journal from his hands. Her fingers trembled against the worn leather.
You don't understand.
I need to understand. Why only me? Why have you refused every other client for 6 weeks?
Because I promised my grandfather. On his deathbed, I swore I'd serve his customers exactly as he did.
But why only me? There must be hundreds of clients, recorded in these journals.
Her crimson pink eyes glistened, the journal trembling in her arms. The weight of 40 years pressed against her chest.
Yours was the first file I opened. I thought, if I could do his work perfectly for you, I could keep him alive.
A tear splashed onto the page, smudging the ink of her grandfather's last entry. She didn't wipe it away.
I thought if I took new clients, I'd lose his memory. I'd become a stranger in his chair. I am so tired.
Koki crouched down to her level. The back room felt smaller now, the air thick with her grief.
He wrote everything down. Not just the cuts, their birthdays, their worries, how their children were doing. He made people feel seen.
She opened the journal to a random page. The handwriting was precise, each letter formed with care.
On his last day, he told me, take care of them. Don't let them become strangers in your chair.
But you don't have to do it alone. You can teach someone else. Let them help you carry this.
No one else can understand his heart. They'll treat this like a gimmick, not a legacy.
Then let them learn the method. I'll pay for a second chair and an apprentice's salary until you are ready.
Megumi stared at him, crimson pink eyes searching for the catch. Fear and hope warred in the space between them.
Why would you do that? After I drove you away, after all the trouble I caused.
Because you gave me back myself in that mirror. And I think that's what your grandfather would have wanted for this place to survive.
Maybe I can try.
A floorboard creaked. Mr. Haruki stepped from the shadows of the front room, arms crossed but his glare tempered.
You are both crazy, but if you are funding her, I can't fire her. Fine.
Koki pulled out his checkbook. The scratch of the pen was the only sound as he wrote a figure that silenced any objection.
This covers the chair and 3 months' salary. Find someone worthy of those journals.
By morning, a new sign hung in the window. Now hiring, apprentice stylist, tradition, welcome.
An apprentice. Someone to carry on his work. Can I really let someone else into his world?
She stood before the empty second chair, its leather cold and untouched. A blank page waiting for a name.
Grandpa, I hope you are watching. I am going to try for you, for all of them.
The salon's door, once shuttered for a single client, now stood open. The morning light spilled across 2 chairs. 3 days passed. The first applicant swaggered in, dismissing the journals as quaint before even opening one.
Number. You don't respect the work.
The second laughed outright. Who writes things down anymore? It's not a museum. Megumi pointed at the door, her voice cold.
We need someone now. At this rate, the chair will stay empty forever.
Then the doorbell chimed. A girl with gentle eyes stepped inside, clutching a worn copy of classic hair techniques as if it were a Bible.
Excuse me. I saw the sign. Tradition, welcome. Are those the records? I'd love to learn from them.
She bowed deeply, a silent reverence for the legacy she could sense but didn't yet fully understand.
1 month trial. You start tomorrow.
Thank you. I'll study every page. I promise.
The second chair was no longer empty. A single name, Aoi, was written into the schedule book, the ink still glistening under the salon lights. The first snip landed wrong. The left side of the mannequin jutted out like a broken wing.
You are not reading the journal. Look at the angle.
After closing, she practiced alone. 20 attempts on the same mannequin, her fingers cramping, but she never stopped. From the doorway, Megumi watched, her frozen expression thawed by a degree, a crack in the ice.
Is it true you've memorized every client? That you see them before they even sit down?
My grandfather taught me. It's not about the hair. It's about seeing the person.
Then teach me to see people. I want to honor those journals, like you do.
They stayed late, a journal open. Megumi's finger traced. Quiet appointment. No small talk. Aoi listened like a disciple.
You have the right spirit, but spirit alone won't cut hair. Again.
The second chair held a mannequin with a crooked but earnest cut. Aoi picked up the scissors, eyes burning. That Wednesday, Mrs. Tanaka, a client of 21 years, settled into Aoi's chair. Megumi hovered nearby, a journal open to her page.
Breathe. The journal says shorter on the right. Don't mess this up.
The scissors slipped. A full inch too much fell from the left side. Mrs. Tanaka's eyes narrowed in the mirror. Megumi was there in an instant, comb in hand. She tried to blend the error, but the damage was already written in the hair. Mrs. Tanaka paid without a word. The door chimed closed behind her, and Megumi's hands fell to her sides.
I knew this was a mistake. We can't replace him. We never will.
One unhappy customer, and you are ready to give up? The old man would be ashamed.
Koki stepped through the door, just as Megumi pulled the apprentice apron from its hook, ready to throw it in the trash.
Megumi, wait. You said yourself this would be hard. Don't throw it away.
But I broke the promise. I made someone feel like a stranger in Grandpa's chair.
When I came back with a ruined cut, you fixed it without judgment. Give Aoi that same chance.
2 weeks. If she messes up again, I pull the plug on the second chair. No debate.
I am so sorry. I'll study every journal from cover to cover. I'll get it right. Please, give me another chance.
Every night, you and I will go through a decade of records. Mistakes have consequences.
I promise. I won't let you down.
That evening, the salon lights stayed on late. 2 figures sat at the table, an open journal between them.
Read it aloud. Every note. Let the details become second nature.
I can do this. His legacy won't end because of me.
Night after night, they unraveled the history. One page, one client at a time. A single lamp illuminated two heads bent over old pages, the future of Haruki Salon suspended in the quiet. 2 weeks after the failure, the door chimed. Mr. Tanaka stepped inside, his glance toward Aoi hesitant but willing.
You prefer the left side slightly longer, and you always ask about the weather. Am I correct?
The scissors opened with a steady rhythm, each snip landing precisely where the journal had guided. No tremor, no hesitation. Megumi stood by, the journal open but untouched. Aoi's hands moved from memory now, each motion a quiet recitation. When the chair turned, the elderly client studied the mirror. His frown softened into something resembling nostalgia, almost like Yamada-san, he murmured, touching a temple where the cut lay perfectly even. Megumi's crimson-pink eyes widened. Her scissors hung limp at her side. She did not correct a single strand. Aoi set the scissors down and exhaled, a tremor finally escaping. 2 weeks of fear released. Then, a small nod from Megumi, not praise, but recognition. The silent seal of a promise kept.
Good job. She finally let go.
A post on local social media read, Haruki Salon's new apprentice uses old school records to give perfect cuts. The likes grew by the hour. By Friday, a line stretched outside the door for the first time in months. Mr. Haruki rushed to unlock it, disbelief on his face.
Finally. Don't just stand there. Come in. Come in. We're open for business.
Inside, Megumi managed her loyal clients, each cut a familiar ritual. Aoi took the new faces. The journal opened on her station. Kyoki stopped by after work. The chatter, the snipping, the laughter, all unfamiliar sounds in these walls.
She did it. They both did. This place is alive again.
Look at this. We're in the black. First time since old Yamada. I didn't think I'd see it.
Megumi lifted her head from a haircut, her crimson-pink eyes meeting Koki's. For once, she didn't look away. A small curve touched her lips, the first real smile he'd seen on her face. The salon hummed with the rhythm of scissors and memories, a tradition no longer silent but singing.
Let's put the old journals where everyone can see them. Show what this place stands for.
Megumi chose the most worn volume, her grandfather's first journal, its spine cracked, pages soft as prayer. She placed it in the custom glass case. The yellowed page opened to a note that read, Mrs. Ito, quiet, always.
Welcome to Haruki Salon, the journal method. We remember you.
Clients paused at the case, smiles spreading as they traced their own names, a piece of their lives preserved.
This is my client now. I am adding to his story.
Megumi touched the glass, her crimson-pink eyes meeting her own reflection above the ink.
He would have liked this.
Koki watched from the doorway, a quiet pride settling in his chest. A stranger no more. The journal method was no longer a secret. It was the soul of Haruki Salon, displayed for all to see. 1 year to the day since the second chair was funded, Haruki Salon was alive with the sound of 3 chairs humming.
The layers on top, just a bit shorter this time, right? Your journal entry says so.
At the third station, a fresh-faced apprentice practiced on a mannequin, Megumi's steady hand guiding her through the journal's notes. Megumi's new business card read, Master Stylist, Journal Preservationist. A title she never sought, but one she earned.
I never thought we'd have 3 chairs again. The old man, he would be proud.
Same as always, Koki.
He didn't answer. A quiet nod, a familiar tilt of the head. She already knew. The journal case glowed under the salon lights, a testament to 40 years of care now multiplied by 3 sets of hands. Aoi and Megumi shared a look between clients, a bond forged in hair clippings and trust.
This is what he wanted. And now it's real.
In the quiet hour after closing, Megumi opened a brand new leather notebook, its pages blank and waiting.
First entry, Mrs. Kobayashi. Prefers warm scents, hates small talk before coffee.
I'll add my own notes to hers.
We'll keep writing, Grandpa.
The old journals in the glass case held 4 decades of memories. Now, beside them, a new book waited to catch the next. Aoi, too, picked up the pen. The pages began to fill, not just with scissors and angles, but with stories.
Your salon is full again, Grandpa.
The new journal sat beside the old on the shelf, its leather spine yet uncreased, ready for the next 40 years. Some traditions are passed down in words, others are preserved in the gentle snip of scissors, generation after generation.
To Mr. Yamada, who built this house with his hands and heart, we remember you.
A framed photograph sat on the counter, surrounded by small white flowers. The old barber's smile seemed to watch over them.
He once told me, a good stylist remembers the haircut. A great one remembers the person. I hope we've honored that.
You showed me how to see people. Thank you, Megumi.
To the legacy that stays with us, cut after cut.
One by one, scissors were laid gently atop the glass journal case, a silent benediction.
Rest now, Grandpa. Your chair is never empty.
For the first time, the silence in the salon was not empty. It was full.
He'd probably say, "Don't forget the left ear shape."
The photograph, the flowers, the journals, proof that a promise kept is never really gone. A week after the ceremony, Koki settled into the worn leather chair for an appointment that felt like coming home. Her fingers combed through his hair, a gesture so familiar now that it required no permission.
Same as always.
You know me.
They spoke of weather, a new coffee shop, the apprentice's progress, small things, now that the big things had been settled. The scissors snipped a familiar rhythm, each cut a silent note in a song she'd learned from her grandfather. When she spun the chair to the mirror, he saw it all. The neat trim, yes, but also the man who had stumbled in here with a ruined haircut, and a question.
That question led here, to a legacy saved, and a chair that will never be empty. Thank you, Megumi.
And Megumi gave him a full smile, unguarded, bright, the first of its kind, and the first of many to come. Koki stepped out into the warm evening. The salon's new sign glowed. Haruki Salon. Memories live here. Through the window, he saw Megumi laughing with Aoi as they swept the floor, the glass journal case gleaming between them. A father and young son approached, the boy pressing his nose to the glass case, already fascinated by the story inside. Megumi caught Koki's eye through the glass. She raised a hand in a small wave, her crimson-pink eyes soft. He waved back, then turned and walked on, a faint smile lingering. And in the salon, the journals waited, page after page, name after name, a record of lives, written by a grandfather's hand and carried forward. New entries joined the old, the ink still fresh. And outside, the world went on. But inside Haruki Salon, a promise whispered with every gentle snip, "You are remembered."